I spent 7 nights cruising on board MSC Preziosa, which is one of the cruise ships from MSC Cruises. In this video today, I am going to take you on a full tour of the cabin that I called home for my week on the ship. If you'd like to see so much more from my time on MSC Preziosa, then make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, and at the end of this video, I'll link you up to another one. It was quite the week, the weather was pretty insane at times, and the ports that I visited all ended up to be so much fun. So stay tuned, and I will show you so much more from my week on Preziosa in due course. But for now, join me up on deck 11, and let me show you my room. The cabin that I'm going to be showing you around today is number 11273, which is cabin number 273 up on deck 11 of the ship. This is a Bella balcony cabin, so if you are booking a balcony with the Bella experience, your cabin will probably look like this. It's worth mentioning that the other experiences on MSC Preziosa will result in you getting a slightly different cabin, but in my experience, if you book the Fantastica or the Area package, the only real difference in the cabin itself is the colour scheme. So for all of the Bella balcony cabins, it's very red, as you can see, from the red sofa, the red carpet and the red finishing all around the bed. Everything is red. Anyway, this was my home from home for my week on Preziosa. I was really quite impressed with the comfort level of the room, but what I would say is that it felt tired, and you'll see more as we walk around. First up, on either side of the bed, you've got bedside tables with lamps, which are controlled using the on-off switch on the base, and then down here, you've got 2 drawers. They do stick shut really nicely, but they're not magnets, so don't worry if the ship is rocking through the night, you're not going to hear anything. This sign here is showing you that MSC provides you with a couple of different pillow types, one soft and one slightly firmer. If you need any more of either of them, all you have to do is ask your cabin attendant. At the foot of the bed is a very strange design choice. Look at this mirror. I'm not sure if I should feel comfortable commenting on this anymore, but I'm not entirely sure, especially as a solo traveller, why I would want a mirror the entire width of the bed. Very strange. Anyway, over here, you've got your desk, your workstation, your vanity area, and also your TV that's mounted to the wall. First of all, you've got a really tall, almost, desk-to-ceiling mirror here, and that's really well lit as well. Your TV, as I say, is mounted on the wall. Behind that, there is a shelf, but I wouldn't use that for storing anything. Down below, you've got an ice bucket and a couple of glasses that you can use if you want to nip up to the buffet to get some ice, for example. You've then got a kettle and some tea and coffee making facilities. If you cruise with MSC out of Southampton in England, you'll probably find a kettle and tea and coffee making facilities in your cabin. I think this is such a good touch from MSC. In here, I had regular Nescafe instant coffee, decaf, some UHT milk, and also a range of teas. I've been on other British cruise ships or British departing cruise ships, which would offer maybe one type of coffee and one type of tea. So to have this range in a standard cabin, I was really impressed. Behind there, you'll find some plug points. So you've got some European and also some US plug points. So if you are coming onto this ship as a UK-based traveller, then you'll need to remember to bring an adapter. You've got some light switches over here that control the lights on this side of the room. Underneath the desk, on the right-hand side, you've got your minibar, which unfortunately was locked at the point of me recording this video because I had just arrived in the cabin. And then you've got a couple of drawers. First, you've got this hairdryer. I do think this is among the cheapest hairdryers that I've seen in a cruise ship cabin for a while, but I guess it is an older ship, so that's potentially to be expected. That's the drawer space. If I now show you the other side of the room, you've got a glass table, which I initially didn't understand what I would use that for, but as the cruise went on, I used it for teas, coffees, cakes, putting my lunch on while I was sitting on the sofa. The sofa was really comfortable, but I would say it's probably seen better days. It was pretty stained, there was almost no fluff in those pillows at all, they were entirely flat. Anyway, walking over to the other side of the room, you'll see on this side of the bed you've got the same furniture set up with the light as what was on the other side of the bed, and you've also got a phone. You can use that phone to call around the ship to other cabins, any of the facilities on board, or to call ashore, but it's very expensive to call ashore. Over on the right hand side, you've got 3 tall wardrobes that run from the floor all the way up to the ceiling. If I show you in this double wardrobe first, you've got your life jackets at the top, you've then got some hanging space with not really too many hangers, but I believe if you ask your cabin attendant, they can then bring you more. So don't worry if you're looking at that and thinking, oh my goodness, I would run out of hangers. At the top, you've got another life jacket, and then you've got some shelving options for storage. You've also got your safe in here, which is free to use. All you have to do is pick your code and press the lock button. Down towards the bottom of this wardrobe, you've then got a number of drawers. So if you want to fully unpack in this cabin, it really shouldn't be a problem. From my perspective, I was travelling as a solo traveller, and there was more than enough storage in this cabin to suit me. On the back of the door, you've got the usual spy hole that goes out into the corridor. You've also got some emergency information, and you've got all of your evacuation instructions there as well. Over here, you've got your keycard holder. It's worth mentioning that if you do take your keycard out of that, the lights and the power will go off. This is your air conditioning. It can either be cooler or warmer. I found the air conditioning in this cabin to be pretty quiet and pretty effective, which is good. And now let me take you in and show you this cabin's bathroom. Generally, I was impressed with the bathroom. I was really happy with what I saw in here. It looks as though there probably has been a degree of renovation in here. What feels like relatively recently. You can see that you've got quite a wide sink. You've got a pretty new feeling soap dispenser and tap, similar to what you'd see in the newer ships. The floor was a bit older. And on the right hand side, if we talk about the shower, I've never seen a shower cubicle quite like this. It works on a magnet system, so you can see here that would click shut, and then if I pull that one back, that would also click shut. It was a bit weird. I've never ever seen that before. I did wonder how you would get in and out of that shower cubicle if you were potentially on the heavier side, because at times I was struggling, and yeah, I would say that I'm probably relatively average weight, so not sure how that would work, but I love the fact there's no shower curtain. You've also got a retractable clothesline in here, so don't worry if you need to wash anything through on your cruise, that's not going to be a problem. There's me, yes, mirror number 1, mirror number 2. I always acknowledge myself in the mirrors because it's a bit awkward if you don't. Anyway, let me take you out back into the cabin and show you what you are paying the extra money for here, because you don't book a balcony cabin to stay inside the whole cruise. This is how you lock your cabin from the inside. I hadn't seen this lock before on any cruise ship. Usually it's a sliding lock or a key that would open the door, so that's a little bit unusual. The curtains in here were really thick blackout curtains, which got a big thumbs up from me. As we open the door and head outside, you can see that you do have a pretty thin balcony here, so you're not going to be running a marathon out here. But if you've ever taken a cruise, then you'll know that this balcony is okay on the smaller side, but it's totally fit for purpose, because all you're going to use this space for is sitting out with a drink, or just sitting out, having a look at the scenery and watching the world go by. From here you can see all the way down to the very front of the ship, and you can see that it's entirely unobstructed. Always be careful when you book your balcony cabin if you've never cruised before. Just make sure you don't book one that's, for example, blocked by the lifeboats or looking down onto lifeboats, but this one was really, really clear. Up above the door, you've got your balcony light, which is controlled with an on-off switch on the inside of the door. So you can flick that off before you go to bed at night. So that's it, that's a full tour of cabin 11273, which is a Bella balcony cabin on board MSC Preziosa. Let me know in the comments what you think. Would you like to cruise in this cabin, or would you choose one elsewhere on the ship? I really hope that you've enjoyed this quick cabin tour today. If you have, then it would be amazing if you would support my channel by clicking both the thumbs up button under the video and also the subscribe button. Both of them just help me to reach more people. If you're interested in learning more about MSC Preziosa and my time on board, then why not come and join me over in this video. Here, I share 15 of my top tips to hopefully help you make the most of your time on board. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll hopefully see you over there.